Hi there, Andrew here. I love to be entertained, but I have no patience. So I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. Today I will be watching the first episode of the 5th season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson and the team find themselves stranded on a mysterious ship in outer space. And that's just the beginning of the nightmare to come. Part 1 of 2. Yeah, that's exactly where season 4 left off. So, okay. I imagine I will like the point of this series is to examine how successful the first episode in an episodic show or a series of shows is at convincing me or interesting me in watching the second. I've watched the first 4 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so, man, the first episode of Season 5 would have to be pretty bad to say, nope, I'm out, I'm done. So, I'm sure I will like it well enough to watch Part 2, or Episode 2, which is the second part of the 2-part season opener. If you're wondering, I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a decent show. It ranges from to pretty darn good. Season 1 was a little bland, then it got to its big twist at the end with Hydra, and you were like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 had some interesting stuff in it. A lot of individual standout things. Season 4, I think, really came into its own. The Ghost Rider stuff was a lot of fun. Not really the greatest compelling villain in that one, but the second half with Ada and all of the alternate reality stuff I thought was really cool. So, Season 5 is switching it up, and now we're in outer space! So, where they can't screw with the movies! Maybe that's the idea, who knows? But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in space, yeah, alright, I'm on board. Let's check it out. Yeah, I'll be watching episode 2. This premiere episode of season 5 is super good and super fun. I really enjoyed it. It does, of course, have a leg up over a true debut episode, episode 1, season 1. This has 4 seasons in front of it, so you do get a lot of mileage out of, we know and love if you're a fan of the show, you know and love these characters and care about what happens to them and how they interact with each other and how they deal with the situations they find themselves in. Even so, about 2 minutes in, the show does something super interesting. And I'm probably just going to spoil everything here, so, spoilers. So the show opens, after a quick recap of last season on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., with some dude who walks out into his backyard and swims in his pool, and seems to have dived into the pool from the shallow end, where the steps are. It's weird. It's unsafe. Don't do that. And then he backstrokes a bit and submerges himself underwater, and the guy's just a little off in some ways, has kind of a blank look. Kind of like me sometimes. And then he goes and he strips down before he gets his shower and he's looking at himself in the mirror. And then he rips off his skin suit and gets in the shower, and you see the silhouette of some lanky alien thing in the shower scrubbing down. Well, now I'm interested. It's very early in the show, including the previous season recap. That's at like the 2-minute mark. Stuff like that is a great way to just hook you in and say, okay, weird stuffs are afoot you want to watch. So, they kidnap the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. except for Fitz, who is not on the list. Another interesting thing. And, beam them into outer space, where we saw they ended up at the end of last season, and So there are aliens, little cockroach, buggy aliens that eat people on the ship, and they're running around trying not to get eaten. And Mac is like, guys, I've seen horror movies. Let's not split up. I know we can cover more ground that way, but, you know, let's not, because aliens. The humor and the interactions are, I think it's great. Your mileage may vary. I should point out that when the guy in the skin suit, he joins the SWAT team that captures the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they pull up to the restaurant that the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are having dinner at in a van, and they park catty corner across two spaces. Uncool, alien skin suit dude. Uncool. So they're like, okay, so where are we? There's no space stations around. Yo-Yo makes a joke about, does S.H.I.E.L.D. have like an outer space organization called Spear? And Coulson says, no. But we do have S.W.O.R.D. I don't know if that's a Marvel universe or not, but the cinematic stuff. So they're in an area of space with a bunch of rocks floating around. And I'm thinking, you might want to move, because a bunch of rocks floating around space can probably damage that space station thing you're in. And they meet a few humans there who are just really not forthcoming about what's going on. My guess was they didn't just get zapped to space, they got zapped to the future. This is a future station, because they're constantly talking about how, no, we don't have space stations. It's just too weird because they find the Kree on the station. They're like, well, is the Kree in a space station and kidnapping humans? But some of this technology is definitely human, so blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're probably in the future. So not only did they get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. off of the planet to stop interfering with the movies, they got them out of the damn timeline. Smart. Although I'm sure they'll be back. They find a note from Fitz. And I was right, by the way. They are in the future. I'm good at this stuff. They find a note from Fitz. It says, I'm working on it. Of course, Fitz is long dead at this point, so I guess he didn't succeed. And turns out they're in a far-flung future where the Earth has been destroyed because all the little hunks of rock are old Earth that's just kind of floating around out there. So I guess the Avengers didn't do much to save the Earth either. Maybe they were busy somewhere else. Maybe Thanos wins the Infinity War. Let's see. There's a sequence where some guy uses like a weird gravity belt to pin May to a wall because she's kicking the crap out of him even though she has one bum leg. So he attaches her to a wall, basically with like a big magnet on her chest, and she's stuck on a wall. And he walks up to her and he stuffs a gag in her mouth and says, the less I know, the better. And I'm thinking, and she's sitting there, I'm thinking, just take it out of your mouth. Your arms aren't pinned, you're just stuck to a wall. Unless I missed something, I don't think her hands are stuck to the wall, so I don't know why she suffers the gag. That seems like a really weird thing, so maybe I just completely missed something. Let me know in the comments. So, yeah, it's an enjoyable episode. If you care about these characters at all, if you did not enjoy the previous seasons and don't give a flying falafel about Coulson and his friends, this probably isn't going to change your mind. But if you do like these characters, now they're in space! And the future of space! And it's fun. I'm gonna go watch episode 2. Bye!